Greetings, travelers and historians. We're in Hancock County, Mississippi, not far from Pearlington, and we're about 500 yards from the Pearl River. We're south of I-10, and we're at the Doby Cemetery. Jean-Baptiste Doby, in 1790, was in New Orleans from France. He was born near Normandy, the west coast of France, and he came out here, and he was with some fellas fishing, and they came up the Cohen Bayou fishing, and they saw this land. And so he applied to the Spanish government for a land grant, and they gave him 1,800 acres. And out here, he started his life. They built a house that's no longer here. And this is the family cemetery. Now, Jean and his wife are buried here. That iron fence is halfway gone. But we come out here and clean up this cemetery. We do some weed whacking, and we pick up sticks and clean the monuments. And he had a plantation here, and I believe he had about 10 slaves. And the family's favorite slave is buried right here, and she took care of the kids. So she's buried there, and amongst the graves are family members, cousins, no strangers. This is all family related to the Dobys. And there's one Confederate soldier that they found coming down the lane, wounded and tore up, coming back from the war. They brought him in, cleaned him up, and he passed away. So he's buried here too. They got a little monument over here. Now this is a stone put here a couple years ago, and it's just unknown. A Confederate soldier is buried approximately here. We don't have the exact sites of all the family members, but they're approximately in this area. About 10 to 12 people are buried here. We've just put crosses up to indicate that this is a burial site. We have his wife and daughter buried there by the flag, and another monument to their favorite slave. And she's buried there with that big monument there. And Mr. and Mrs. Doby are approximately just beneath me here. Again, we don't know exactly. But the plantation here near the Pearl River, Doby planted an orchard that had vegetables, pecans, some pigs, a few cows, and they would put together a package of goods and put it on a small boat on the Pearl River and take it into New Orleans. And they did that from about 1810, 1811 to about 1880. And that was their income. Now this land gets pretty wet. Good heavy rains, maybe a hurricane come through, and it gets kind of swampy. Now we drove in here. A lot of sign of hogs. Got a lot of hogs back here. They trap them, give them away. People clean them up and eat them. Other than that, there's nothing out here. It's just flat land, big trees. Well, we come out here, I think it's my third time. Clean up this cemetery. Might be a tree down, limbs. Of course, we mowed the grass. It's one of the many little family plots that you'll find way out in nowhere. Can't see it from the road. And that wrought iron gate is typical of a ironwork from New Orleans. Of course, it's half of it's missing. Don't have the gate anymore, but that's approximately where it was. And those bricks at the bottom were originally here. So that's the Doby Cemetery. We're about 20 minutes from Pearlington, Mississippi. All right, Coastal Kev out. See you on the road.